wanted to end with how does this matter? How does this affect the Escambia project, affect the landscape in Florida? And this map was sort of, it's lovely and it's colorful and nice and retro, but it's here for a reason. Because can somebody tell me where exactly Pensacola is on this map, Escambia County? Is it there? It's not there. It's not on the map. It's missing. And so I wanted just to express some gratefulness to the foundation and Melissa in particular for bringing the project to Escambia County. It is not unusual that Escambia County is left off of Florida maps and is often referred to as Lower Alabama. So, but it was so meaningful to our community partners, to the local lawyers, that this mattered enough to put it in Escambia County, and that the significance of a project was brought to Escambia County. So I'm grateful for that, and that's one way that it's changing the landscape is Escambia County and its legal community, and I think its social services community feels so much more connected in ways that it did not feel a year ago. There, and I chose this picture in particular not just because I love all three of those people, but for 2 out of the past 3 years, we've been fortunate enough to win United Way of Escambia's Partner of the Year award. So clearly we're doing partnership. We get that. People are doing it. And I think it's part of the culture that made all of the staff in Pensacola so eager to really engage in this and to do that more that they were being asked to do. But that needle moving that I just mentioned, really making sure that it wasn't just a referral relationship, that it wasn't just, we'll go and do community education of your staff, and we'll talk to you about what it means to have a legal issue, and so that you can help recognize it. Really deepening those relationships, as Alana mentioned, and really looking at some of those systemic issues and having that conversation. And it's so unbelievable for so many of our clients to think that they could actually get a lawyer. It is equally unbelievable for a lot of our social service partners to think that they can get a lawyer. You've all heard the statistics about the justice gap and how we're only able to serve certain portions of the population. But if we can really work with our partners to solve a legal problem while they're solving other problems and really make that difference, that's the kind of partnership we're aiming to have. And so that, in addition to being able to grow the pro bono involvement and giving lawyers an opportunity in different ways, in different spaces, to share their time and their expertise. And then this last one, expanding resources in our rural area. The county is about an hour from north to south, and the northern part of the county is really disconnected from the southern part of the county. And being able to take some of these models and share those in other rural locations, not just now in Escambia County, but as we replicate it throughout all of that rural panhandle area where there's counties that only have 3 attorneys. So how do we get pro bono to those citizens in those counties? And these are tools that are going to really allow us to build on and do that kind of work. And then to build on that, how does this make a difference to legal aid in Florida? This is a solid, replicable model. I've been talking to my fellow executive directors throughout Florida. There's a lot of interest. There's discussion about how can we do more of this? How does it fit into the service model? What more can we do? But I think some of those differences are really incorporating that community lawyering and community listening. How do we bring clients? How do we bring client-eligible members, community members to the table to make sure we're not just putting our stamp on things that don't make sense for others in the community, and making sure we understand what our clients need and what our volunteers need and getting that to them. And then again, going back to Alana's piece on community lawyering, what are the root causes? Let's quit just focusing on the legal problem. What are the root causes that got them there, and how can we holistically, with our partners, work towards that solution for bigger, longer term change for everyone involved?
So here are some of the big learnings. I'll just say that I had the privilege of going to Helsinki in Finland last month, and I presented on our project there. And people in the audience were amazed. And if you know Finland and Nordic countries, they're famous for wraparound services and really high quality government work. But even they were saying, this does not happen that often, especially with lawyers. To have all these different stakeholders in the room and letting people actually determine how money is spent, what technology is built. And then all these people are saying, can we do the Escambia project in the Netherlands? Can we do the Escambia project in Finland? So I think the hunger for replicability and scalability is really large here. So we've had 1 year of kind of testing out. We were in that kind of messy phase of the design process, working out all the kinks. Now we're at a point where I think we can start to go up the hockey stick, to go up and really push these models and the software and the relationship building, all these things we can think about making into templates, making into resources that we can then send out to partners in Florida, in the US, beyond. But there's really a model here that has a lot of value and a lot of interest. So are there other questions? I'd really love to hear from you all. Yeah, or just give me a ball.
But the other piece of that we think is important is if we can more broadly engage the private bar and bring pro bono attorneys to the table, that will alleviate some of that for certain. But it also helps us really identify trends. And it helps us figure out what's going on in the community for those people who don't recognize that it's a legal issue, who don't recognize that they can get legal help. What are we missing because we're only serving the people who already know how to get to us? And this is a tool that helps us, this whole project and all of these tools help us find ways to do that so that we're making sure we're using our resources in the best way for our entire community and not just for those people who already know about us.